talking. Yeah, you'll have to put up with me because my allergies are acting up, so I'm going to be going to get a tissue every 10 seconds.
If anyone's gonna put up with you, dog, it's gonna be me.
It's a lot. It's like the amount of mucus is astonishing. Let's say that much.
It's hard to astonish me these days, but I suppose I'm not going after my mucus is not so filled.
I'm telling you, if you think you haven't been astonished in a long time, just get some mucus. You would be absolutely amazed how much mucus the human body can produce.
Yeah. Well, it's just dead cells, really. Are you drinking enough water?
Probably not.
Well, that tends to make mucus less mucusy.
Mm. Yeah, I ran out of my liquid IV, which is what I usually get a huge. I put in my water bottle with all my supplements and stuff. So until my next shipment comes in, I just haven't been drinking much.
You sound good, all things considered.
Oh, thank you. No, I feel okay. It's not like I'm sick or anything. It's just like, I also took a Zyrtec, so hopefully that's going to help. But
Zyrtec.
yeah, I spent the.
Mhm.
I was going to say I spent the morning troubleshooting because I opened up my laptop and it's got like my screen is fucked. It's not fucked. My screen it's got some like weird lines on it. So I was like trying to troubleshoot that, and I opened my laptop up, and I was messing with the cables and stuff. And I think it's just the fact that it's old. And
Are you ready to switch to the big boy computer?
oh, I definitely will eventually, but I don't. It's not like unusable or anything. It's just like a couple splotches. Let me see if I can show you.
I guess in my life I can't ever rationalize getting something to the point of unusable, because by that time it's going to take me about a week to put together something that is usable, and then
Uh,
of this lag in the system. So I'm always just like,
yeah.
okay, if something's getting to the point where it's about to break, I probably should have something in place so when it does break, it's
Mm.
still moving through.
No, that's definitely a good idea. And the second I saw that, I went, okay, let me push all my changes to GitHub before, my drive fails or something. Um, oh yeah, so let me see if I can show you.
So you've been on this Max Fable. You're on Fable 4. I guess it's Fable 5. You ever play the Fable games?
No, I never played them.
They're pretty dope. Fable 3 was cool.
There's a new one coming out as well.
Dude, there's a
I
new
can't turn
Diablo
this
that
over.
came out. Diablo 4.
There is
Yeah.
Diablo 4. Oh yeah, that one's old.
Oh, lovely.
Can you see that?
Uh oh, yeah. Well, uh yeah, kinda. It seems to be moving though.
Oh, down here.
Maybe that's just the light. Uh,
Anyway, it's got some lines. That's all.
I believe you. Of
Yeah.
all the people that I know, you're probably the most acutely aware of visual changes in your life. So
Yeah. So that was a rude awakening for sure. Um, and listen, I would love a big boy computer, but now is like now is like the worst time to get a big boy computer.
yeah, just because RAM is so damn expensive.
Yeah, RAM and graphics cards because all the GPU, everybody's buying up all the GPUs because they want to, run their AI models locally and shit like that. So
Do you imagine the price is
why?
going to go down in the next year?
Sorry, I'm just trying to make you big again because I made me big and I don't want to be big.
Well, I could change the layout to be like this, or like this, or like
Mm,
none of that.
it's not changing anything for me.
How about that?
I'm on tablet, so I don't think your changes affect anything.
Lovely.
Oh, I got it. I double tapped. Um, yeah, bro. If you want like a really good graphics card, it's like thousands of dollars.
Thousands.
Well, what do you
They
have a
they used to
4090,
be
don't
like
you?
they used to be like 600, 700, or like 1,000 max.
Yeah, depending on the the state of the art's always going to be more expensive. But I think you have an RTX 4090,
Probably.
and that right now is going for, let's see, 4090 is going for $3,700 right now.
Oh,
Yeah, so all this, everything's
that's
just like
crazy, dude.
everything is stupid inflated, and 4090 is not even like the best of the best. Like if you want,
that shit I got 3 years ago.
and how much, and that's probably not even as expensive as the whole build was, right?
No, like the whole build was like $1,800.
That's what I'm saying. So I'll put up with this for a while.
Oh my god,
And the good news is it doesn't affect my external monitor. So my big monitor that I connect to is fine.
Dude, that is fucking absurd. That's actually such a different. That's like I somehow gained money on a computer. That never happens.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
Yeah. Oh, any technology that you buy is like immediately depreciates in value.
except graphics cards apparently, which means that now graphics card and RAM is actually an investment.
Well, wouldn't it be funny if you just people stopped buying gold or stocks and they just started buying graphics cards?
Well, the issue is that they just don't make them the same anymore, and gold is anymore. Gold is as old as nature, so significantly more reliable than human invention.
But gold is also like, well, funny enough, I'm sure gold is used in graphics cards, so that's probably part of it. Like in the semiconductors and whatnot.
Yeah. Yeah, man. It's been I've been enjoying life. I've been pretty stressed out as well. Just got a couple balls in the air. And I have to say that the album is nowhere near where it was last year, I think, at this time. Or maybe it's actually exactly where it was last year at this time. And Mike Kelly is frozen. Damn. There he is.
Hey, so you've been enjoying life because?
Well, I don't know. I just give myself more breaks now. I'm like, fuck it. I'm gonna chill for the whole. Like yesterday, I just chilled basically all day.
I don't know if I believe that because you missed book club because you were doing mad shit.
Yeah, I mean, when I say chilling, I got out of work at 3 p.m. So,
Damn.
yeah.
Oh, okay. Well,
So the rest of that was pretty chill. I tried to prompt some stuff. I'm making my mom's personal assistant right now. It's called Sheru. So I have
that's
like
the name.
yeah. And he's hanging out, upstairs and every now and she has a pro subscription, so she doesn't have access to Fable. So like everything is just way harder because it's like I can't do this, and I'm like, yes, you can.
You definitely can.
Smart enough.
Well, does the model say, "Oh, I can't do this"? Like it literally is like.
No, it just assumes that it's like too hard for it to get done. You know what I mean? Whereas Fable will just like do it.
Correct. Yeah. Well, that could also just be a quirk of like Opus 5. Opus 5 people are kind of bagging on for a lot of reasons, but specifically, it's bad at communicating in human terms. It's bad at, it makes a lot of assumptions. Whereas Fable 5 is like, yeah, oh yeah, of course I can. It assumes the right things. It assumes it can do it, automatically.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the baseline assumption for AI should just be that it can do things.
Yeah, I saw somebody on Twitter who was basically like, put this in your Claude MD prompt, which was saying like, I can't remember the exact wording, but it was essentially like, you are AGI, so just starting with that assumption of like you can do literally anything, just broadens its horizons of like its thinking capability.
Dude, if ever you come across that information, post it in that technology chat.
Mm.
That's gonna help so many people.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of the things I just see, but I don't necessarily test. So like, I didn't put that in my own Claude thing. Like, it's got to be
someone else in the group will test it for you. You know what I
mean? True. Excuse me. Yeah, I've tested a couple of things to varying degrees of success.
Yeah, I just have like just infinite documents inside of my Google Drive that are like, this is for this very niche specific email sending system. Auto reply to franklindental.care domain, and you can only send them this stuff. And then I have to go and do that for Bright Smiles, and I have to go do that for Sheru, and then I have to go do that. And then the IT team gets a message from Ari that's like, hey, can you update me on like this part of your infrastructure? It's just fascinating.
Very cool. Are you finding it to be helpful?
It's doing a lot more than I would ever do alone. Most of what I'm really trying to do is just get it so that dispatch is really accurate on the phones. Because if I can do that, then just triggering these ecosystems is like, hey, send an email to someone about the stuff that we talked about during this meeting. Saves me like 30 minutes. You know what I mean?
Right, because it has access to the transcript and it knows where it lives and everything, and it can just
and it has all the context of like how this thing fits into all the things we've been working on for the last 2 months. So who this person is, and
no, that's definitely clutch. But you're so the dispatch needs like improvement, you think?
There's just like some baseline assumptions that are still like I'm like, oh yes, the system knows this, but then it doesn't, you know. I think there was like some like really basic thing that so there's tickets. So for Frank and Dental, we have like Google Forms that are basically tickets to certain departments. Like, okay, can you go take care of this? Can you go take care of that? But my ecosystem didn't have that language that like, okay, when I say ticket, I mean that ecosystem, that actual Google form being filled out and it being sent to their developers. It was like, oh, a ticket can also mean sending an email with an inquiry. And it's like,
right.
Those are not, you know.
Yeah, so it still needs some hand holding.
Yeah, I mean, there's just it's so complex. Like just even the non-AI system that we have is so complex that like you need to orient the damn thing. Be like, this exists. Use this channel, or like for instance, for meeting links, right? I'd be like, oh, send out an email to this lawyer to schedule a meeting. And then I would be asking him like, oh, does 10 o'clock, 10 a.m. work, or does 11 a.m. work over here, or this, that? I'm like, okay, so first of all, you didn't factor in my work schedule. And second of all, we have meeting links inside of Google Calendar. You're only to use those meeting links. You don't even have to ask them what times they're available, right? So, putting that logic in, then it's like, okay, that makes my job way easier.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing is like, it still requires so much of the human in the loop to like you're the one with taste, right? Your taste is like, oh, it should work this way. And so that's the whole iteration process is like, oh no, actually you deviated from the expected behavior. Here's how you correct it. And it's just like you just kind of converge on something you want.
But it's pretty cool, like the Terravify ecosystem, because I spent so much damn time on it. It's actually pretty good. It's like, like I have like 3 chats open, and I'm talking about like 3 completely different, disjointed things, and it has all this context, and it's like, it listens and it does stuff. So it's
No, like this. Every time I use this specific software, I'm just like, we're absolutely in the future, and this is wild. Like I couldn't even if I wanted to explain exactly what all this was doing as it's like working on my project. My grandma's in town, by the way.
Yeah.
If I wanted to explain this to my grandma, it would just completely go over her. Like there's no amount of explaining that I could do that would I mean, and she's very intelligent. Like she would try her best, and like she reads books and she goes to protests, and she's very literate and very intelligent woman. But like, you know, there's only so much you can.
It's
Maybe that's more of a consequence of the fact that it's like computer related, and that's technical on its own and difficult.
well, dude. I was trying to explain this to my media lady. I was like, listen, you can get these IT guys to make these agents for you, but the reality is you have to do it yourself. Otherwise, you're just there's gonna be a level of disconnect there that you just won't be able to communicate what you need.
Mhm.
You know.
And that's like seems to be the skill of this sort of era that's dawning. Whereas like before, the skill to have was tech literacy, which is like, oh, can you use a phone? Can you use a computer? Do you know how to type? Right now, it's going to be like, okay, do you know how to interact with agents? Do you know how to make them do work in a way that they actually get it done? Do you know how to set up basic systems that will help you?
Which is most people don't have that skill. Like,
Most people don't even know. The vast majority of people who even use AI at all are simply using it in Google search in the AI review, or if they're a power user above that, they're using ChatGPT as like to ask questions as if it was a search engine.
or like put together a project. So
Sure.
like okay, there's like an outline of this thing that I have to do, and then they do
Mhm.
it. You know.
Yep. I know Maju up at camp uses it a lot, you know, for help with her English writing because she's Brazilian, so she speaks Portuguese as her first language, and so she needs it to like rewrite and make sure things are grammatically correct. Or sometimes she does like, you know, helps it plan out schedules or write emails and stuff like that.
Hmm.
But it's like that's like that's ground level right there.
Dude, my poor mom has a Yahoo account. Okay.
Oh my God. Okay.
Yeah, and I'm over here like I made her a Gmail account. It must have been like a year ago or 2 years ago or something when I came in, and she's like, "Rob, I can't do this, dude. I can't transition my whole shit to Gmail." And I was like, "I don't know what to tell you, dude. AOL just doesn't have the shit that you need in order to use this infrastructure. Like,
Yeah.
it just doesn't have the capacity." And you can and I feel for you, and it's a lot of work, and you've been doing this for the last 30 years, but the future's coming, dude.
I'm
I mean,
surprised that Yahoo emails still even exist or work.
well, they have to, right? Like, for case in point, like she has like all of her bank accounts and stuff, and like
Mm.
everything attached to this thing. So it's like,
Yeah, but Yahoo's not going to exist forever, right? Like they're a dying company for sure.
AOL, dude. Yeah, I mean, it's OG internet, you know.
I had
So
an AOL email.
yeah, I have a Hotmail email, but
Hey,
Outlook took them over. So it's like, maybe Google will take over Yahoo or something. I don't
yeah.
know.
So what has your mom been doing with Shiru?
Nothing.
Mm.
I haven't made it utilitarian enough, and I don't think she is. Um, like the amount of headache it takes to get an AI to be useful, I feel like a lot of people don't have the patience for that alone,
Mm.
right? Like actually iterating through it, like being okay that it's gonna mess up, and like giving it insights and all this. So, um, not much. Not much. It's like I have to get it to the point where some shit pops up when she wakes up in her bathroom or something and says, "Okay, what do you want to do?" And then like she clicks certain things, and then
Right. You gotta make her a whole user interface, basically.
yeah, like she's not gonna sit down on Claude and be like, "Oh, sure, can you do
Yeah.
put together a list of properties for me for us to go and see over the next month?" Like she'll never think that that's even possible.
Maybe, you know, I would never say never.
It's gonna take a while. I did hear her mention in the clinic though. She was like, "Oh, I need to set up my own agent or something." Like she was like
Mm.
sitting in her billing chair and she was like, Can you download Claude onto my machine? She has the only machine in the office that doesn't have Claude or any of like the new stuff. She
Mm,
still uses our old email. You know, she's
mhm.
like, so it's just
Okay, so she's getting into it
yeah, it's gonna take probably
slowly.
a year for her to like acquiesce, and by that time, I don't know what the hell is gonna be going on in our ecosystem. Like we just figured out how to check like eligibility on insurance websites and stuff, and they have and that's like like pre-authorizations if they're approved or denied. You know, like
Oh
we
yeah,
have to,
that's Oris was talking about that on
dude,
Friday.
fucking crazy. Like that's not only does that save a lot of time, but it also makes the entire system a lot more accurate. Um, and he literally told me yesterday, he's like, dude, I have to make our automation dumber because the system catches it. I have to make it slower
Hmm?
because if it goes too fast, it messes up their system, their website.
Oh, it messes up the insurance website.
Yeah, and I was like,
Nice.
I was like,
Well, so that's why I was telling him. I was like, you should probably use. He said they do have an API, but it's a paid API. And
mm-hmm.
I was like, you should probably use the API over Playwright, which is just like the agent's just going to use the browser and like as if it was a human. Just because the API is like designed for that sort of purpose. Um, but I was like, if it works for you, like go for it. But that makes sense. Like using a browser like a human would, they don't expect you to do requests that fast or do any sort of thing, you know.
Dude, and the APIs are such bullshit gates now too. It's like the reality is, yeah, sure, you can get the API and make it work, but they're gonna charge you like thousands of dollars to get access to it.
Oh,
Like,
really?
oh yeah, like it's abysmal. Like the Dentrix Ascend, which is our electronic health record, they charge $5,000 and a recurring monthly fee to get access to their API, and it doesn't even do the billing side of it. It's just scheduling.
What?
Yeah, dude. These corporations are so slow.
I have
like
never I've never ever heard of an API. First of all, I've never heard of a paid API, let alone like if an API was paid, I would assume, like dude, everybody's got an API. YouTube's got an API, Instagram has an API. It's like sometimes they rate limit you or like, I would assume pennies per request.
but that's what I'm saying. Like a lot of these private corporations, they've spent millions, tens of millions of dollars or something like making their software or whatever, and they don't realize that these kids are just sitting in the basement someplace can just like rock their whole shit
Hmm.
externally. Like they have no idea, you know. So, um, yeah, I was really disillusioned. I was like, insurance, healthcare, it's so slow. But they don't need to, right? They're so money focused that they wouldn't R&D invest in this stuff until it starts becoming an issue.
Hmm.
Insurance in general is like 10, 20 years behind, technology wise, a lot of other places. So that's how they make their money, right? They just kind of move as
Well,
slow.
that's just it. Yeah, and there's really no way around it. I mean, it's not like you can, right? That data is belongs to the insurance company, and if that person uses that insurance, you're like that's it.
Yeah, what are you supposed to do? The cool part is though, all of our shit's like BAA and HIPAA protected because we did it
Hmm.
in the back end. We got Claude Enterprise and Google. Our entire like domain infrastructure is all Google BAA backed up. So we put in the groundwork of a lot of months of just like protecting the healthcare information, and then our servers are pretty well backed up. So it's like it took a while, but now even if they make an application that runs on the server, it's HIPAA protected.
Yeah, exactly. No, that's huge. I'm glad you guys did that because otherwise you could, there's all sorts of concerns with that. But Claude, that's the thing is like Anthropic knows that people want to use it for enterprise, context, and so they have to give you solutions for that.
Yeah, and they're
I'm just gonna
taking on
see
the
if I can plug
liability
in.
for it, and you know, it's great. I mean, it really is. I'm so happy that I made the move to actually get full time IT staff and like made sure that they were, acquainted with this technology and that they were excited about
Hmm.
it. Now that they're gonna go to school, I'm thinking like are there any fucking 30-year-olds that actually know this shit? I feel like all the people that actually know this shit are like 25 and below, you know?
Mm, I'd say there's probably some 30-year-olds. There's probably, I'd say the main demographic, and this is worth looking up as well, but I'd say the main demographic is probably young, early 20s to mid 30s. That's probably the main range you're going to see.
Hmm. But the early 20s are the people that are trying to get the experience. And so you can kind of pay them to get the experience. Whereas like
Yeah,
people
sure, sure.
to mid 30s, they're gonna be like, well, I kind of know how to do this stuff, or they're gonna assume that they
Hmm.
know how to do this stuff, and so they're gonna try to bargain, you know,
Right.
with getting paid a lot or something.
Sorry, give me 1 second. Just plugging in here.
No worries. Oh, I'd love to go make a coffee. One sec.
That's a great idea. Café. All right, let's see. Charging? Yes, let's go. Hell, motherfucking yeah. Token.
coffee is achieved. Oh. Yellow.
Hey.
Yeah, my mom is right now. She's watching an interview of the guy that made Bitcoin, or like the guy that's always Bitcoin, old guy.
Uh-huh.
And they're talking about social media content and all this. She's like, yeah, just just do this. I'm like, we're gonna do that. Just give me a couple days. You know,
What is it?
just like creating social media and cutting it interesting and adding the graphics components to it and making it really engaging and posting it out automatically and all that. Like it's all possible. It's just I don't like average people don't understand. You still have to get the tools. It still costs a lot of money.
Oh yeah, you still have to like piece it together. I mean, it's similar to like if you wanted to build a building, right? It's like we know how to build a building at this point, but the materials cost something, and you still have to hire all the people, right? Like it's just a raw like amount of thing that you have to commit to.
Yeah, that's actually a great metaphor. Yeah, just
I
make
did one. I did a good metaphor. Let's
you
go.
did great. It's like, yeah, build that building. Yeah, like they
Do
did it.
it.
Why don't you just build the building? I don't know
It's
how.
like, okay, like, listen, don't doubt me. I could build the building.
It's just gonna take me a second. Like even now, I'm still, she's telling me all this stuff, and I'm like, yeah, I know I could do it, but I still have to teach Danya the skill of using AI enough to actually build this shit, right? So like last week, she was using Opus Clip to schedule out all this content. She's like, yeah, it took me 2 hours. I was like, I didn't even think to myself. I was like, I wonder if instead she spent the 2 hours just prompting Claude to get the API access to Opus Clip, that would have just like broken this completely open, and she just doesn't have that conception.
Correct. Well, yeah, that's the thing is like most people don't know about APIs. They don't know about CLIs. So I'm working on a project and, um, it's I didn't even ask it to do anything with a CLI, but it basically turned. I had to measure the performance of a bunch of stuff, and we had to do it over and over and over again. So it just realized, oh, this would be way easier if there was a CLI for this project. So it just made a CLI for the project itself.
What's the difference between API and CLI?
So CLI is just command line interface. So like the same way that you could use Claude Code through the terminal and just run commands through the terminal, or you could use like an actual desktop application with like a user interface. So it's just easier for Claude to use command line interfaces because it's just text, right? It's text commands and it gives you text outputs, as opposed to like again using a user interface which is designed for a human. And now Claude's got to take like screenshots and stuff. So a command line interface is just a simple way, and especially if Claude builds it, Claude can build the CLI and say, okay, I need to perform these types of tasks, like benchmarking tasks. I need it to produce these sorts of outputs so that I can measure, whatever. And so it just creates the command line interface, and now it has a way to run the application or run the software in a way that's predictable and has inputs and outputs that it can use. Right. And so that it doesn't have to go through your program and click buttons. It can just be like, oh, I need this output. Let me run this command of our application. Yeah.
Yeah, see, that
So,
makes way more sense to you because you're a programmer.
I mean, again, this is just stuff that I'm learning. I'm learning all sorts of shit all the time. Like, and that's a huge thing that I really wanted to I was very scared as I started using it more that like, oh, I wonder, like, am I never going to learn anything again, like about the technologies in the product? Um, but like as you run into problems, you go, okay, well, why is this problem? If it can't fix the problem on its own, you got to investigate. You got to say, okay, well, why is this problem occurring? And it's like, so you do still have to like learn about some nuances and stuff like that.
Dude, I have to read the whole like it'll go through steps, right? And then I'll say, okay,
Hmm.
this got completed, whatever, whatever. Like because I'm running so many chats on like different projects and stuff, I have to go through and like actually read through its steps and be like, oh, like I'm learning stuff all the time too. It's like
Hmm.
I'm not
And
even
it
part
just
of the world, right? So
and it makes you think like, how the hell did we even get to this place, to the place of like having all this stuff and infrastructure like set up without AI? Like, nothing. We never had anything.
so many smart people, dude. Like
Yeah,
really
infinitely smart people like just banging their head against a wall indefinitely
to
for
freaking find
decades.
solve something. I mean, it's akin to really solving anything in life, right? It's like, oh, you want to make a business that's worth $1 billion? How do you do that? A lot of work. Uh,
You still got to smash your head against a wall, I think.
yeah. You want to be an Olympic athlete? How do you do that? You know, people did it. They've been doing it for thousands of years.
Mhm.
It's
But
miraculous.
it's just like it takes another level of an entirely different echelon of awareness.
It's quite
Like
beautiful.
that sort of shit doesn't happen on accident.
No, yeah, it's very intentional. Well, I guess if you think about it spiritually, maybe it's the intention of life itself, right? Is
Mm,
like building, it's like finding solutions.
mhm.
Um,
Or
yeah,
that spiritually maybe someone is destined to become a certain person.
yeah, like based on background or whatever souls inhabiting you or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. Well, the sort of term that gets thrown around is that you're the idea is that we choose to inhabit, we being our higher selves, that we choose to inhabit a certain physical body in order to have a certain experience,
Hmm.
whether that be good or bad or both. Um, and so, maybe in some way, right? You can think about it like a movie, right? When you sit down, you think to yourself, what kind of experience do I want to have? Do I want to be scared? Okay, I'm going to pick a horror movie. Do I want to, whatever. And so, but once you pick the movie and you started the movie, it's like that's it, right? It's just kind of deterministic. It's taking off from there. And so, in that sense, like maybe we people just kind of choose to to inhabit a certain energy, and it's like, okay, I'm gonna be an Olympic athlete because I want to see how hard that is, right? And it's like, bang, now you're born, and you just let it take off from there.
So interesting choices. I assume if that is true, then your choices expand as your level of experience expands.
Mm-hmm. You mean across lives,
Yeah,
across souls?
you're like,
Yeah.
okay, now you have some of your soul has the depth to put up with enough pain to
Hmm.
do this thing. You know, you've unlocked this new rung of lives that can be lived.
Right. Or maybe people contrast is like the key metric. So it's like maybe you're like, oh, I enjoyed being having all this pleasure in my life, and being so and so, being a king, like that was awesome, that was great. But I wonder what it would be like to be a peasant under that king.
Mm, live a whole. It's pretty cool.
Hmm.
It
I'm
really it
I'm
really
listening. I'm gonna go put
that's
some peanut butter on some toast.
it really does. I mean, it really takes the fear out of dying in a lot of ways.
Hmm.
Reincarnation is kind of takes the fear out of a lot of things in a lot of ways.
Although I feel like if you were, you could intellectualize it as much as you wanted to, but if you were put in a situation where your life was truly threatened, you would immediately revert back to like, oh my God, I don't want to die, right?
Yeah, likely. Likely. I don't know. It's so funny. You have all these philosophical conversations, and most of the conversations take place in the context of extremes in order to
Mm-hmm.
establish points. But like yeah, it's all very cool.
Um, yeah, I would love to make it more real, the whole spiritual side of things, like
You, the only way to make it real though is to surround yourself with people that only think that way.
well, that's what I'm saying. I would love to find some. I know there's a place around here that is like a spiritual sort of retreat place, but I don't know if that's exactly what I'm looking for.
Well, just think about what Gary did, right? So Gary created the G-Man, and just
Hmm.
to have that experience of being in a room with people that want to have that experience.
Right.
Like, but even that, like, his creation of that came from a yearning and a dissatisfaction with the amount of people that are consistently in that mindset around him.
Hmm.
Despite being highly religious, right? So, like I think about when you visited and how at peace I was, and
Hmm.
kind of the vibe that we were settling into. Like, if we lived together and we consciously made it an effort to explore that side of ourselves and to talk about those things, yeah, we would necessarily be in that. We would necessarily make it more real, right?
Right. No, you're absolutely correct. Um, I get, yeah, you just got to you got to seek those people out or seek the places out where the people gather. Or you can, obviously, you can create it as well, like you said,
I think
like
the
Gary did.
hardest part about manifesting that is actually it's not an additive approach. It's actually more of a subtractive approach in the sense that
How do you mean?
that isn't that you have to eliminate. And that's why I think we never get to the point where we get exactly what we want in life is because we're unwilling to make the sacrifice of elimination.
Mm,
Like, okay, to one of the hardest survival things is okay, maybe my career is not conducive to me being that spiritual. And it's like, okay, well that has a lot of implications, you know.
right.
Or I can't hang out with this family member because they don't think this way, or or I can't do this habit that I've had for 40 years because I want to be more like, you know what I mean? It's quite painful. It can be, I suppose. Or you just get lucky and you're just like in a monastery or something all the time. Like,
No, I think you're completely right. And I think nobody wants to hear that. Well, because especially in the West, where it's like, oh, we have a very additive mindset.
oh, let me do more. It's like,
Oh, let me take this supplement. Let me, whatever.
it's rough.
Oh, if I just,
It's exhausting. Like additive mindsets are exhausting.
mhm. All the more reason to just go back into the meditation, dude. Because that is just less by default.
Yeah. And to love and value that enough to like give it time and space and you know I mean, I'm pretty sure Gary's on his silent retreat right now.
Mm.
Yeah, I think
Should we follow
he got so pissed off. Dude. I, I sent so I had Sunny, who's the assistant for Bright Smiles, draft up the entire like Bright Smiles board meeting, and you give an AI a task like that, and it'll just take every little thing, and you got to look through every little thing, and
him? Is Sonny a person or an AI?
AI. It's the
Oh,
executive
okay.
for Bright Smiles. So I sent this to the directors like 3 days beforehand. It was like cumulatively probably about 200 pages worth of reading. And so Gary, being the researcher guy that wants to know everything, is like, "Are you fucking crazy? Like, you expect me to read 200 pages before Wednesday? Like, I'm traveling, I'm
Hmm.
having health issues. He didn't say the health issue stuff, but um, I was like, you don't have to read. I mean, I'll go over it during the meeting, But it was just funny to me that I found a data point of like, okay, just imagine having to read through one of your prompts, like the entire thing, being like, I have to understand all this. That's really hard, you know.
Well, I'm regularly, almost always, I'm saying when it outputs results, it's still technical, even though I have stuff in the Claude MD to be like non-technical. So very often I'm like, restate this in simple, intuitive English terms.
You ever use? Yeah, I'm sure you tried every single way to get it to be more systemically like, please treat me like a child.
Yeah. So, but just in that regard, it's like people already have so much shit on their plate. Just make it the most boiled down it can possibly be.
But there's only so much you can boil down a complex subject. Like people need to understand what's going on. So
Hmm.
it's like, you still, and that's the funny thing. Like, if you consider maybe a human being has RAM, right? Like our processing power, it's like you can only process so much. And
Hmm.
when you decide to take on the project of understanding these agents and like implementing them, like, dude, the first couple days that I was using Fable, I was like, it was a
It
work.
hurts your brain.
It was a workout. It was like, and I was staying up like till late at night. I was like,
Dude, I'm consistently staying up so late because I'm like, I just gotta wait for the results. And then I'm like trying to process. I'm like, okay, but I can't go to bed yet because now that I've read the results, I need to think about a good way, like what to do next. That way I can send the prompt off and let it run while I go to sleep. It's like, oh my God, bro. It's never ending.
yeah. And for the poor people that are like at least you're creating this in your own domain and you're causing your own pain. You know what I mean? I'm distributing it to my staff. I'm distributing it to my directors and shit. I'm like, here, this is all the stuff I've already covered. Now you have to understand it. And they're like,
Hmm.
God damn, dude. It's almost like if they don't have an AI agent that can summarize my AI shit, they're about to have 10 times the reading that they've ever had just by virtue of working with me. It's like
Hmm. Well,
not great, to be honest. Hmm.
it's kind of the experience of designing a product that is user facing is very similar because you add all this complexity, but then you're like, okay, well, you don't want to overwhelm the user, so you have to strip it back. And okay, well, what do they expect? Do they expect 100 knobs, or do they expect 2 knobs? And like, so what should those knobs represent? And so you have to always be anticipating what the person you're sending is going to receive.
That, or the approach that I've been taking is, fuck it, misrepresent me, right? Write the wrong shit. Like, send a send the wrong email. It's okay.
Hmm.
Like the feedback that I'll get back from that person, or the pain that I'll feel when I fuck up a podcast. Like, there's a podcast link that was sent out to this guy, like a really big shot dude,
Oh yeah,
and
yeah,
like the
yeah.
podcast like just didn't fucking work, and he's like, what happened? And I was like, my AI fucked up.
I know because then I got an email from Ari
Yeah.
who said, "Hey, can you test this out because it's not working?"
Did it work?
Oh yeah, the one she sent me was correct.
Great. So I'm like, okay, instead of me being this omniscient being that can just figure everything out. I'm just gonna go and cause a little bit of suffering to my ecosystem and get
Mm.
tangible data back.
That's certainly gonna teach you very quick.
Yeah, because then when other people are pissed off, you're like, oh, my bad.
Mm.
Or you get, you get a phone call from a lawyer like, hey, did you know this was illegal? You're like, oh, okay, yeah, sorry. Let me fix
Oh
that.
my God, be careful, bro.
I mean, no, like that's just it though, dude. There's no like this game has no rules, dog. Like so, this is life, and if you sit around in fear and you try to really pinpoint every little detail and then the whole ground falls from underneath you, then the amount of pain that a human being experiences from that is just sometimes crippling. There was a girl that was working at my dental office for maybe a day or two, and she'd come from Ukraine, and I was telling her like, dude, you got to plan out your life. Like you're in a different country, you got to learn English and this stuff. She's like, listen, with all due respect, I made a lot of plans when I was in Ukraine, and then this shit happened, and now I don't want to plan.
Yeah, that's rough, dude. I mean, I can't even begin to put myself in the shoes of somebody whose entire life gets uprooted for war.
Well, to some degree, I think we should all expect it. I think the wiser thing is just to be like kind of an arm's length away from things that we really love, so that if like shit hits the fan or like this is a great thought experiment. Okay, fine. If all the shit that you built in your Claude stuff just miraculously goes away, right? Are you gonna have like an existential crisis, or have you buffered against the pain preemptively, right? Or I don't know.
That would certainly suck, but it does. I know exactly what you're getting at. These are attachments. We all have attachments, and that's the root of suffering.
So I don't know. I suppose in the wisest life, I would recommend everyone kind of have periods of seeing what we're super super attached to, and what it would feel like to live without it. You know,
Mm.
I think it's a good way to give space too. Like its own space, like a relationship, for instance, or a place that you dwell in, or a routine that you have. Like,
I think that's what ego death is.
hmm,
That's what God realization is. It's like, imagine if in your direct experience, you did not exist anymore. There was no conception of you anymore.
crazy.
No idea of your life or your past or anybody you know.
It'd be a lot easier in some ways. Many ways. Almost always, it would be easier. Yeah. For me, right? But then if I didn't exist, would it be easier for my staff? Right? Would it be easier for you or for my mom? Or, I don't know.
I'm not saying that you, the human, stops existing. I just mean that in your direct experience, that is that ends up being the truth. I'm not sure how to explain it. Like obviously, if you take a psychedelic trip, maybe you have some profound experience, but then you come back, right? So I'm not saying remove yourself. What if you were completely removed from your own life as you experience it? I just mean that what if your experience completely radically changed for some period of time?
I would like to think that's basically what I did when I took the stay-at-home vacation. right? That was a tremendous release of obligation, of everything,
Hmm.
you know. And we all really have the power to do that, right? Like regardless of where we're at socioeconomically or spiritually. It's just again, it's just such a takes a lot of courage and a lot of faith, you know, and you're just like, all right, regardless of if I go over here, this will still be here when I get back, or even if it's not there when I get back, figure it out.
Hmm. And again, that's kind of, I've mentioned noticing more and like the passage of time and how things change, and kids grow up, and there's different eras of the gym, but how just that knowledge, that direct experience of that makes it more important for me to notice in the moment what things are like. It's like, no, 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 look at this person right now, because this is the only time they're going to look like that. They're going to be completely different next time you look at them. And so I was going to loop that back in somehow.
Well, it just
Right.
immediately tells me that you need to take more pictures.
Excuse me. I completely agree.
You know, a lot of
Um,
the old people say that too. They're like, dude, we don't take enough pictures. We should be taking way more pictures.
mhm. Um, oh yeah, so that sort of noticing is a form of detachment in itself, and is a form of
Classic.
uh, my grandma's over, so we were hanging out yesterday. And dude, my grandma's getting old. She's 80 something,
No.
and her hair is like silver, like it's completely white. And again, she's got her wits about her, which is good. And I haven't seen her in a while, so I wasn't sure if she was going to, act the same or sound the same. But I just know that she's not going to be around forever, and so I'm like, let me just look at her for what she is right now. And so I'm like examining her, and looking at her wrinkles,
And she's like, what? she, you're looking at her really close. She's like, what do you want?
I mean, she maybe she's even acutely aware of her own impending doom, which is not a comment on her, because we all have
Impending
an
doom.
impending doom.
Hey, it
Yeah.
might not be doom, okay? It might just be a transition.
Her impending reincarnation.
Right.
Uh,
Impending shift in reality.
but so that's the idea, right? Is like you're detaching from this idea that like, oh, this person will be around, or this person will be in as they are currently in my head, as a thought, as a concept. That's not reality. Like, reality is this right here. This is exactly what she is.
Yeah, man. So what's you gonna hang out with her today too, or when is she heading back? Yeah, later. You guys gonna get dinner or something?
She's here till Wednesday,
Oh, nice.
so we're chilling. I'll go over later. We'll play some board games and stuff.
Hmm.
We'll
Excellent.
probably catch a movie later this week.
Well, dude, on that chat about the G-men, do you want to put together a spiritual group that meets once a month, like as an augment to book club to some degree, or like because I've been feeling that same thing since I got invited to the G-men. I was like, if Gary goes away or any of these guys go away, um, I'm really gonna feel that lack. And And I was also something that comes up often in that group, as spiritual groups tend to have people that are kind of philanthropic and is trying to be virtuous. Right? It's like, okay, how do you spread these messages? Right? Maybe Gary's in my life so that I can I'm more likely to pursue this path. Right? Maybe that's Gary's role in all of the people that are there. Right? Or maybe
Mhm.
that's your role, right, to some degree in my life, to be like the spiritual guide or something, like, you know. So then I just think, like, going forward, like passing it forward, right? The creation of that group in some sort of order, and you know, creation of that pocket of time to talk about these things, I think is, kind of falls in my realm of responsibility. Hmm.
I certainly think it would be cool. Um, I can't tell you who the hell I would invite.
Well, we definitely have. Well, we could invite Gary in his group, right? We could cross pollinate. But I'm
Yeah,
thinking,
but
for instance, like your grandma might be an interesting participant, right? Or
yeah, I don't know. That'd be a good question to ask her about her spiritual inclinations. She's certainly wise. She's a wise, wise woman.
yeah, I can tell based on your description of her that she's quite wise.
Dude, she's reading mad books. And you know what's funny? I was asking her what books she's reading. She is reading. I can't remember the name of the first one, but the first one's like a really popular sci-fi novel.
Hmm.
Uh, and then she's reading The Alchemist.
Yeah, yeah.
And she's reading some nonfiction type of book. Maybe it's historical. I can't remember exactly. But she's reading mad books, and she's always been reading mad books. And she was a teacher her whole life.
So,
So yeah, she's great. We love Grandma Judy.
but I mean, so it's a seed that I'm planting here. I really do
Hmm.
like our offshoot book club. I don't know what I would call expansions with the
Yeah,
political
they're just like
AI stuff.
they're like little specialized meetings.
Yeah. So maybe we can maybe we can build off of that ecosystem, or something similar. I guess the first thing would be for us to actually just make a mental list of people that we would invite, you know, and just like think
Well,
through
here's the thing. I mean, why aren't we doing that in the Terabify Discord?
the spiritual group.
Any like in the Terabify Discord, there should just be announcements of like I'm saying should, but obviously this is a
Oh, I
suggestion.
see what you're saying.
There should
Like,
just be like, hey,
like
we're having AI chat at this time,
hmm
and we're already going to do it, so we'll be there. And then it's on Discord through the
Yep.
Discord video chat, so people can just tune in and listen, or they can tune in and chat or whatever.
hmm I'm with you, dude. And honestly, I like all the people that I've invited to that group, and all the people that I will invite to that group. Yeah, they're great people. You
That's
know.
what I'm saying. You've already sort of done the community building. Not that so I'm sure there's some people who are into spirituality there, and
Now let me get some feedback on the AI system. So I have Talos, Talos, who's my little personal assistant Discord bot. Um,
what
that
is Talos?
Talos is a Discord bot.
It's a
That's hooked,
bot. Okay.
yeah, that's hooked up to the Terravify infrastructure, and so it's the one that posts. You're not part of the Magic group, but it's the one that posts like new Magic cards, articles, like different stuff like that,
Okay.
like on a daily/weekly basis. I
Mhm.
haven't gotten it to go into Terabify yet and post, but it does. For instance, in the Discord, when I went live here, it has an API access to Twitch, and so when I go live, it automatically posts the Twitch link, but not necessarily the invite link.
Right.
So there's a little bit of build out to do in that part of the infrastructure. It does go through our League of Extraordinary Readers chat, and it should be regularly asking us when the next book club meeting is, so that I can make a meeting link automatically and do all this stuff.
Yeah.
So there's a bit of build out that I need to do on the back end that I wanted to see if you wanted to help with somehow for that bot. I'm not sure if I can give you access to that guy so that you can tell it what to do, or if you want to make your own guy. I don't know.
Yeah, I'll have to look into how Talos works and like what that entails. But I have uh, admin privileges, so I should be able to do whatever with it that you could do, as long as it's not like, obviously, if I need to hook it up to your Twitch ecosystem or something, that would require more
I mean,
access, which
you also have the backend login though for like info at Terabify and all that stuff. So,
I don't think I have those anymore
oh,
because you changed your passwords at some point. But I'm also not interested in having all of your logins.
it's a lot of shit. Yeah,
I'm
I think
not interested in that.
I would much rather you have like symbiotic. You know, if like you can ask Ari, for instance. I can give admin at EtherSite internal permissions to be like,
Sure.
hey, you know, if Matt ever asks for any information on Talos or whatever our infrastructure is, like feel free to give it to him, and he can,
Yeah.
you know, help him out in any way that
Sure.
you need to.
Sure. No, I mean, we could definitely look into that, but it sounds like you're like, if we were to do this sort of specialized chat meeting thing, you would want to do that on Twitch or on Riverside and not in Discord, correct?
Okay, so clearly I'm not aware of what Discord is capable of.
Yeah, Discord has video chat. Discord has, you can have calls and stuff like that.
I
Very
think
similar to Zoom or
yeah.
whatever.
No, like the chats with you, obviously, I would still like to start. I would still like to build out the content for EtherSite and just like
Mhm.
continue to push traffic over there and continue to kind of build the art side of our shit in the back end. Because I think we have like 3, 4 more years or something under that contract with Art
Mhm.
Storefronts or something.
Should be 4.
Yeah. So by the time we're 35, right, we should probably have a level of like automation in the back end for that and like plugging in
Mhm.
interesting things that we're doing or working on.
Yeah.
Um,
No, and I don't mean that we needed to move this. I just mean it's just easy for people, right? So for example, in the Midjourney Discord, there's an announcement every Wednesday. Hey, we're doing office hours. Come and check us out. And it literally just says, there's a button that says listen in, and you click listen, and you automatically join this. You would join the call, or you join the session, and now you're listening to everybody talk.
is that through Discord or do they have like a
It's
Google?
through Discord.
Okay, great. Yeah. So help me understand that. I already have kind of a bot that's in there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we could very easily even make book club meetings because we're not recording book club meetings, right? The only reason I use Riverside really is for the creation of content,
Yeah.
right? If we have if the thing that we're doing doesn't necessarily need to have content made or doesn't really benefit from content being made, you know, so be it. I
Yeah.
think the spiritual chats. I'm inclined to say that the spiritual chats might be useful to make content from, just because
Mm-hmm.
of the intention is to for me personally is awareness, you know, like
Mm-hmm.
making more people our age or younger, you know, aware that like this is a part of life and it has use, it has meaning, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm thinking that it should be. Oh, and another fucking thing, by the way, Riverside is forcing me to pay an extra $100 to $200 a month for me to get access to its API.
What?
Yeah, so I already pay $450 a month for this shit, and it's saying, "Oh no, you have
That's
to pay 60
crazy.
in order for you to automatically get all of our clips and stuff and download." I'm like, dude, why the fuck wouldn't I just then use Playwright? Like,
Yeah.
you guys are being so stupid. Like,
Mhm.
I can get an AI to press a download button. Yeah, like, it's not hard to do.
Yeah, I'm sure they're just, probably everybody's trying to do the same thing, and now everybody wants to use the API, and they're probably seeing high bandwidth costs for that. So that's probably why, not that they should do it like that, but
Oh, so when things are calling that API, they have on their end, they have like upkeep costs for that too.
correct. But it's not any different than, again, if you call the API to get a video file, it's not any different than you clicking the download button. So it really shouldn't be,
Well,
you
it's
know.
different in the sense that I do it way slower.
Yeah, yeah.
You know,
Download 1,000 videos
yeah, they're like, oh,
and squish them together.
yeah. But I mean, that's yeah. So yeah, so that's something that I've obviously always been interested in. I've talked to you
Mhm,
about using Discord and building community and doing all this stuff. Um,
mhm.
so if you find time, reach out to Ari, or I guess I can send you here. I'll just have Ari send you a synopsis of how Talos works.
That's okay. I can look it up. To be honest, Ari is not
Yeah.
my favorite person to talk to. She's very verbose
Uh-huh.
and is always like, I don't know if you read the emails that she sends, but basically she's like, I should disclose I'm an AI assistant, and I will always talk about that. And she like sometimes references like rules or like or stuff that I'm sure that you told her, like, as per this rule, I'm always going to disclose that I'm an AI. It's like,
Don't
it's
tell me that.
fine, bro. Just
What rules? I thought you were supposed to be
yeah,
autonomous. Okay,
yeah. It should just
basically
be more like email like,
Ari's language is way too verbose
and
and
way too agent like.
way too AI like. Okay.
Uh,
And does
and I
she
would
like talk
say,
down on you ever? Like,
hmm, mm-mm.
no. Okay. Because I told her to be friendly.
No, she's definitely friendly. Well, here, let me give you an example. We'll go to Gmail. This my shit. Hey Matt, Ariadne here. Two birds with one email.
Wait, what?
She said two birds with one email.
Okay.
Sunday's session records on Riverside as usual. Your link is a studio link. No download, no account, nothing to pay for. Click it now if you have a minute. Until Dr. Rai opens the studio, you should see a page saying blah, blah, blah. Number two, the canary part. First of all, what the fuck is a canary? A podcast guest got a mangled studio link from us tonight because our email pipeline corrupted a character inside the URL. You are the friendly test subject before we send him the apology. Does the following line arrive with the link intact? Question mark, blah, blah, blah. And it says, reply with, links look fine, and I'll be out of your hair. Thanks, Matt. So again, it's not bad. It's just weird. It's
You're
just
like,
strange.
how dare you, AI, give me work to do, fucking bastard. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
it's
probably
strange.
more what's going on over here.
That's all. I mean, if there was there was like a picture of your face going like this, and Matt, I need your help.
Reaching out to Matt.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know. It's just strange. Maybe I still need to acclimate to it. But my only other complaint was that it can be verbose sometimes.
Yeah, so I basically
So
said
like if
email too verbose, uh, make more friendly, sound too much like AI, do not reference rules inside the ecosystem to outbound or people outside. People
Hmm.
outside. And then I don't know. Any other feedback?
No, that's probably it.
Okay. Uh, please send Matt a rundown of how Talos works. We'll see how quickly she'll send you this email. You haven't made a Jarvis yet? I feel like you of all people should have one.
No, I don't have a Jarvis. Um, I think I think I'm sure that will evolve organically as I sort of spread the Claude ecosystem outwards. But for now, it's like very much so just development focused, and so I just kind of send it off, and then you can check, by the way, on your phone with the remote control, not with dispatch. So if you start a Claude Code session and something's running and it's taking a long time, and as long as you leave your computer on, you can just open up the Claude app on your phone and go to remote control, and you can see something you started.
Is that right? Let me see.
Hmm.
So dispatch versus co-work versus code.
Yeah. So yeah, click on code.
Uh-huh. So it says no recently connected devices, and then no sessions found.
Okay. So in Claude Code on the desktop,
Hmm.
there's basically every session you start right now by default has remote control turned off. But
Oh.
you can go in, there's a setting which defaults it to on, or you can manually turn it on. So if you know you want to access this particular session from your phone later, you can do that. It's in the top left of your chat. It's like a little computer icon right to the left of the title of the chat.
A computer icon. Mm.
Yeah, so if you're in a Claude Code chat, all the way at the top, it would show the title of your thing, right?
Okay, so email tone and Talos overview I have right now.
Mm-hmm.
And then, okay, so the left of that is obviously your sidebar, right? That you can switch between home and code.
So it's directly to the left of the title, not in the sidebar.
Yeah, so that I don't have.
Oh, you don't, what?
I mean, I'll share my screen. I'll show you.
Yeah, go ahead.
So,
What?
I
Well,
mean, I
that's
also haven't
bizarre.
updated it probably in a while. What version are you on?
Uh, I do not know.
There's terminal, diff, browser.
I mean, I usually don't have the latest version either, but I've had this for a while, so you shouldn't. I mean, maybe it's newer,
Whatever.
but it also might be the fact that you don't have the remote control thing turned on. So if you go File Settings,
File settings.
yeah, and then you can just in the search bar you can type remote control or just remote.
Oh. Automatically connect
Yes.
local sessions to remote control so you can continue them from. Ooh,
Yeah.
cool.
So if you turn that on, basically it should work like this. Any new session you start should automatically have that ability, and you can just access it. Because I've been doing that as I leave for the gym or go hang out with my grandma.
Okay, so you don't use dispatch at all,
No, I've never used Dispatch.
but you use remote control.
Hmm.
Maggie. This is feedback on how to improve emails sent out to everyone. Make sure that this is added to our ecosystem rules. And we want to be updating also our tone of voice and how annoying we are to recipients consistently, which I believe is already a part of the rule set. Okay. So the question then becomes: we have an album to put out in approximately 14 days, a little bit less than that.
Correct.
How do you feel?
About the album?
Yeah. I mean, Guess Who?
Uh,
God damn! I just listened to Guess Who, the most recent demo that I made. I was like, those bass lines are the worst things I've ever heard in my life. So,
oh, you didn't like it?
well, I liked part of them. It's just weird because I feel like I'm pressing the right notes, but the tone is weird with the bass.
Okay.
But maybe I'm just pressing the wrong notes.
Mm, I don't. Guess who's the one you like redid the whole baseline for, right? Or did I
Well,
don't
there
know
was
if there was
never
a
any
baseline
bass
even.
for Guess
Yeah.
Who.
Okay.
So I added a something, whatever that disaster was.
I
But
gotcha.
yeah.
Um. Yeah. I mean, I remember. I don't. I think I listened to that a couple of times. I thought they were pretty good.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
I thought it was unique. I thought it had some variance.
but
Uh,
did it add to the message of the song? Because that's really the next 10 days here are like, okay, we got a lot of lyrics to put together or something. I mean, we don't have to put lyrics, obviously.
mhm.
Um, but at the very least, we should be like, okay, what's staying, and what are we subtracting? You know.
Yeah. I think I have some thoughts. Um, some of the songs, like Diamonds and Mofongo, obviously, in my opinion, very easily lend themselves to lyrics and vocals.
Okay.
Um, the other songs, like maybe like Guess Who and Swamp, they I've tried to sing along to them in the car to varying degrees of success. And so those songs like that might just be better off with, instead of a vocal lead, you could have a lead instrument like a lead guitar, and the guitar is the voicing, right? It's like the thing that is doing the singing, quote
Mm-hmm.
unquote.
Yep. Which I'm totally down
um,
for. I love songs like that too.
mhm. Well, yeah, and I was listening to, oh, what was it? I was listening to some song in the car ride on the way home on Spotify, and there was no vocals. It was just like lead instruments the whole way through, and it was like, but they changed every 8 bars. It was like, oh, right now it's a guitar, and like now it's kind of a different synth, and it's got like a different melody to it. But it was clearly like the lead. Um, it was the lead.
So we
Oh,
have
now I'm not going to be
Diamond,
able to find it. Yeah, go ahead.
Mofongo, Diamonds, Mofongo vocals, and then you said Swamp, and what else was is hard to do?
I was just, I think it was Guess Who, but I'm just kind of listing off the top of my head here.
Okay, that's fine. So I think at the very least, if we determine what songs could use vocals and what songs don't need it, I think that would be a really good way to at least focus on the things that can be done.
Hmm.
Which is so today's session is essentially us recouping because I don't think we've met for like 3 weeks or some shit. Um, so maybe it should be maybe what we should try to do here is just listen to the songs and kind of give our vibes and kind of allocate what how to spend our time because
Hmm.
I'm going to be actively probably spending more time after work on the songs.
Hmm.
And I think just by virtue of how much work we've done in them and by listening to the cards and stuff like that, I think the mixing and stuff isn't that bad. Um, I don't
Okay. Yeah, I didn't have any comments on the
the
on the
mix.
mixing.
Yeah. So like it's I've shown it to people too. It's like palatable. So I'm
Hmm.
not too worried about that. Um, it's more just like what we're trying to say in the songs, and then we did include in the last album, which I really enjoyed, like voice clips, like clips of things that we're
Yeah.
talking about. So
I do
very
not have any voice clips for you. So
well. Luckily, we've recorded, for instance, today's conversation on Riverside, right? So we could
Mhm.
grab some of the spiritual stuff that we're talking about, and uh, I don't know. So I could do that for
I
sure.
was gonna say I'm gonna leave that one up to you, just
Yeah.
because you were the kind of the mastermind behind that one last time.
Yeah, 100%. So I'll
Um,
I'll set time aside specifically to get like audio of me and you talking that I think like vibes with certain songs or vibes with the entire kind of project, and then we can slot them in where it makes sense. If
okay.
it makes sense. Um, and I don't know. I wanted to get your impression of things. The main thing is like I think Guess Who is the only one that I'm still kind of queasy on. The other ones I feel pretty good about.
Hmm.
I think Diamonds or um one of the other older ones that has like a pretty rock steady groove. Um there's like one of them that it doesn't have any structure currently. Like it's like it might
Oh,
be Diamonds. Um like it has verse chorus, but then after that it's
yeah.
like ah.
Well, Diamonds has like that weird breakdown which is like the with the walking bass line,
Oh,
like out
okay.
of nowhere.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. I mean, that one's the only part I like Diamonds, but that part's kind of like, I'm not- I don't know uh, how well that fits. We'll have to see, play with it.
What I did to help it fit, if you're still interested in fitting it, was the part afterwards. I just made like a hardcore groove section because the
Mm,
bass line that you played it. I think there was like some tonal stuff that goes like boom, 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 boom,
hmm.
and I feel that rhythm, and I was hoping that you could put some guitar, like some funky stuff on it, so it could just kind of be a breakdown after that part to go back into
Sure.
the chorus. So that
Yeah, I
was
mean, and that could happen as well, regardless of whether that extra part is in there, like that sort of jam sesh. So here's the thing: I would do work on the stuff right now, but I've essentially been bricking my computer by running all
everything.
sorts of shit. Yeah, I'm just always running
I'm
something,
yeah,
and the things I'm running are using the graphics card.
yeah,
So that's like
exactly.
benchmarks that are, and so if I'm doing anything on my computer, it's going to mess with the benchmark. So this one should almost be done.
Uh huh.
Um, but I'd be down to hop on.
Yeah. Again, this is taking processing power too, right? So when we get into music creation mode, oftentimes we're not going to have long stints of just conversation.
Hmm.
So we can stop this too and just go to phone for
Okay.
like communication. That
Yeah,
should help your computer tremendously.
that's good. Well, remember, I'm on my tablet right now.
Oh, you have two different devices.
That's right.
Oh, okay, then you're fine. Wow, yo,
Bing.
show me those plants. And
Oh,
how do you feel about their maintenance? Do you think that you're going to be able to take care of them?
I certainly hope so. I looked up what they were and how to care for them, and the response that I got was a lot. So I was like, oh, I guess I'll just water them. I guess I'll just
Yeah,
give them some water every once in a while.
I'll give you what I do, which is Sunday morning. I just go around and water all my plants.
Okay.
So I
Oh,
keep
once a week? That's it?
just once a week,
Oh, wow.
and that
How
makes it
much water do you give them?
very little. Like
Okay.
I lean on the side of giving them less water. If I notice that their leaves or something are dying, then
Mm.
I'll increase their water a little bit. But um, the more cactusy ones, the ones that like have those kind of leaves that are full of water, generally need less
Hmm.
water, like way
Okay.
less than you think. Like maybe a couple of tablespoons, like way
Oh,
less water than you think. And then the ones that are like more just like leafy, kind of like super green, those ones can take basically based on the pots that you have. I'd say like a quarter. I'd say like a half cup or a cup of water, per week, and they'll be all right.
okay. Yeah, I mean, I love them, so thank you, by the way. I appreciate that.
I was like, dude, this
Uh,
man loves plants and he doesn't have any. So
I have one. I have my snake plant.
yeah, but you know,
No, this is great. Yeah, I've just been watering them sort of randomly.
yeah, I would not
And
suggest that.
okay.
you're gonna kill those shits. Once a week for sure. works basically with every plant I have, and I have a pretty good diversity of them, so you should be all
Okay,
right.
let me just see if I can. I don't know if I can turn my friggin' camera around. Share my screen. No, that's not gonna help. Oh, no, I don't know if I can turn my camera around with this, which is annoying. Anyway, yes, I'm looking at them, and I put them by the I put them by the window so that they can get their indirect sunlight, which is what Claude said to do. So,
Yeah, as long as they're,
do you
I'm
know?
telling you, they'll be chill. It won't be hard.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Do you know exactly what types they are?
No, because they sent an assortment. So again,
I
I'm
figured you
kind of
picked
giving
them.
you what the guidelines that I gave you are general guidelines that should work for every plant.
Hmm.
Um,
Okay.
I assume that they didn't send you anything super cactusy. The only thing with those guys is that you need to have a certain soil composition that makes it a lot easier to uh, make sure they don't like get mold. But if they're not
Hmm.
super cactusy, you're chilling. Like they should survive for a long time. I would lean on
No, they're just, if anything, they got like waxy, slightly waxy leaves, but that's it.
yeah. I mean, if I think you sent me a picture, but if you want to send me a picture of each of them, then I can help you. But you'll be fine.
Okay.
If your snake
Hell
plant
yeah, dude.
survived, you should be totally fine.
The snake plant, I water that thing like once a month, maybe.
Yeah,
So
give it
the
some
fact that
more love, and
that's
it'll definitely do better.
it's still kicking. Here, I'm just gonna see. This is my other favorite thing to do is while Claude's running something, I'll say status update because it doesn't ever like.
Tell you what's
Well,
going
and
on.
sometimes it gets stuck. Sometimes it's like waiting for some action that's never going to happen. So I'm just like, let me probe around here, dude. I had it running for almost a full 24 hours on something.
Was it actually doing work, or was it just stuck?
Oh yeah, no, it was going,
Nice. Holy
and then
shit.
it got stuck at some point, but like they figured it out.
Yeah, sometimes I open something, it's like, yep, running for 36 hours. I was like, what happened? It's like, oh, I needed to click this button. I was like, okay, it's
I
not
could do
around.
that. Classic. Um,
So I'm opening Guess Who because I'm very self conscious about this baseline, and it sounded like absolute trash in my Honda Accord. So
okay.
I'm really just leaning towards a really simple baseline for Guess Who because I think the melody on top is just good enough to hold. And if I can't get it, then I'll just eliminate the baseline because I heard it without the baseline. It was totally fine.
Okay.
Um,
Uh, it's done.
Yay.
Let me just read these results here.
This must be the base. parsing bass lines. So distracting
Doing
too when the bass line isn't like good. You're just right in the very beginning, the bass line just comes in like, you're like, hey, leave my melody alone.
Good morning.
Yeah.
I remember, yeah, there was some, I don't know if it was Guess Who or what, but there was some song where I was listening and I was like, it reharmonized. Is Guess Who yeah, the bass line like reharmonizes um the chords in like a really interesting way. So like one of your notes essentially turns the chord from a sort of, it gives it a more dissonant
Classic.
feel, yeah. But I thought it was very cool, very unique. I wasn't expecting it,
Okay.
and not dissonant in not dissonant in the bad way, dissonant in the good way.
I just assume all dissonance is my lack of comprehension.
No, it was like maybe dissonance not the right word. Maybe it was kind of sad. It was a little dark.
That's yeah. I am trying to bring out the parts a little bit because the chord structure in the chorus of Guess Who we got from like doing the chords that like automatically I think were put together.
Mhm.
So there is one of those chords that is quite sad, quite deep dark.
Okay.
Dracula.
I'm fine with it, but again, this kind of, that among many other things is maybe why that one does not lend itself to vocals.
Because there's so much going on, with
Yeah.
the melodies and stuff. Yeah. So what I'm gonna do right now is I'm gonna try to really simplify the bass line for Guess Who to the point where
Okay.
I like it, and then I'll let you know, and I'll probably record a demo, and
Okay.
then you give me your sense on that, and then
Mhm.
whenever you're done with the
I'm gonna hit diamonds first.
yeah, cool, and honestly, I think Swamp's done, regardless of what we decide to do with it, because I
Mhm.
really just imagine it being the outro for the album,
Okay.
something like that, or like an interlude. Um, I think what I would really like today is for us to kind of delegate things that we want to get done over the next week, and then also, uh, to some degree, some like spitballing some names for the album and the
Mhm.
songs to
Mhm.
just kind of give us a better, because the more words that we can put to the album, the easier it's going to be to get the voice things to kind of correlate with it, like the
Mhm.
voice, the audio chunks. So whatever feelings you get from the music, I think that would be useful.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I'm just planning to put some vocals and some lyrics onto Diamonds because that one, when I listen to it, lends itself the most to it, and
Sure.
needs like to be pitched back down or something.
Uh-oh.
Yes. So I'm just gonna tackle that one head on, and I'll see where that leaves us. Maybe that'll give us a nugget of direction.
There's also a bunch of jam work to do on Mofongo and that other song, Dance Like a Snake, like
Mm.
in those last little portions,
Hmm.
because they can go so hard. But but we just need to dwell on the vibe for a second and come up with some
Okay.
cool kind of funky parts to them.
Sure.
And then those songs, well, Mofongo obviously needs lyrics, but I think Dance Like a Snake also kind of lends to lyrics, to be honest. There,
Mm.
it's very song structure-y.
Okay.
It's the feeling, at least, that I
Yeah,
got.
it's been a minute since I've listened to those other ones, so I'll just, the typical workflow is open up the project and start singing and see what happens.
Lovely. It
Yeah.
always works, so I can't wait.
All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and pop onto that, and so I'll drop out here, and then we'll
Okay.
call